They stop me at the front desk like I am late for a confession. I have not even signed in yet when Marla, the evening coordinator, looks up from her clipboard and says very softly, "You should have told me you were going to use it." My stomach drops. "You what?" Her eyes flick to my jacket pocket, then back to my face. She does not smile. Again, we could have prepared. You know what happens when you do it without telling anyone. There are fluorescent lights above us, a donation jar with loose change, a corkboard of lost pets and adoption flyers, and behind a half door the kennel hall breathes in its warm, wet way. The air smells like bleach under fur. Dogs bark in uneven waves. Cats do not meow. That watch. I work weekends here. I scoop litter, rinse bowls, walk dogs, and I try not to get too attached. I do not have any keys besides my own. I do not know what Marla is talking about. I force a laugh that comes out then. I do not have a shelter key. Marla holds my gaze for a beat too long, like she is measuring how much I will lie. Then she turns her clipboard so I can see the schedule. My name is written in her neat block letters. Beside it, a note in red ink that I did not write. Empty run. My throat goes dry. What is that? Marla's jaw tightens. Do not do it in front of the new volunteers. Just go. And when it starts, do not act surprised. That is the part that makes it worse. She pushes a lanyard across the counter. A plain metal key hangs from it, old and rubbed smooth. I stare at it like it might bite. Why are you giving me this? I asked. Because you asked for it, she says, and her voice turns flat with fatigue. You came in early, you stood right here, and you said you were ready. You said you were tired of hearing them scratch when it is empty. My pulse beats in my ears. I do not remember any of that. Behind Marla, through the small window into the kennel hall, I see the line of cages. Every animal that can see the far end is facing one particular run. Their bodies are still. Their heads are angled in the same direction as if they are watching a door. One cage at the end is dark inside because its light is off. A strip of paper is taped across its latch. Empty, written in thick marker. Every animal stares at it like it is not empty. Marla's eyes follow mine. They have been doing it all day, she says. Since you asked. She taps the key with a fingernail. Take it, please. My hand moves before my brain catches up. I take the lanyard. The key is warmer than the room. I stuff it in my pocket because I do not know where else to put it. The warmth spreads against my thigh like a live coal. Impossible for a piece of metal. I did not ask, I say. Marla lifts her clipboard again like the subject is closed. Just do your shift. And do not let yourself get counted. Counted by what? But she is already calling someone on the phone. Already speaking in that careful voice that means she is trying not to scare the person on the other end. I push through the half door into the kennel hall. The sound hits me first. The dogs have a pitch that rises and falls like they are arguing about something. There is a rhythm to it, too regular to be random. A bark, a pause, a bark, then another bark from farther down, like a call and response. I tell myself it is just the echo of a busy shelter. Then I notice the bowls. Each run has a stainless steel bowl clipped to the front. Water in most of them trembles with tiny vibrations, though no one is moving near them. I stop and listen harder. Not a clock, not a drip. Something small and precise. I walk past the first row. A brindle dog sits with its nose pressed to the bars, eyes wide, not looking at me at all. Its gaze is fixed down the hall. A volunteer named Nate pushes a mop bucket out of the laundry room. He sees me and gives a quick nod. Marla told me you were handling it. His voice drops. You sure you want to? Handling what? I asked. Nate looks at my pocket like Marla did. His face pales in a way that makes the overhead lights seem harsher. You have it on you. Do not pull it out unless you are ready. Ready for what? He swallows. For the number. He grips the mop handle until his knuckles shine. Last time someone did it, it took 3 days to stop hearing it. He backs away, like he is afraid of being near me. Then he pushes the bucket down the hall without another word. My pocket burns. Not painful, but insistently warm, as if the key is soaking up heat from my blood and returning it. I try to focus on my routine. I fill a scoop with kibble. I latch open a run and slide a bowl inside. The dog barely moves. It eats with its eyes still locked down the hall. I freeze with my hand on the latch. It is louder here. On the far wall, a digital wall thermometer glows green, reading 72. Under it, an old analog clock hangs, the kind with a white face and thick black numbers. Its second hand sweeps, but the ticking I hear does not match its movement. I follow the sound toward the end run, the one labeled empty. As I get closer, the smell changes. Less bleach, more metal, like pennies and old water. The lights at the end of the hall flicker once, a quick stutter, then steady. The empty run has a padlock on it. That is not standard. We do not padlock cages here. The strip of paper that says empty is taped over the latch in a way that suggests someone wanted to make sure no one could see the hardware behind it. The padlock is old, brass, scratched. There is no tag. The sound is coming from inside. I lean closer to the bars. The run is dark, but not black. The outline of a bed is visible on the floor. A stainless bowl sits tipped over, as if kicked. The back wall looks damp. The animals in the surrounding cages press forward. A cat on the opposite side stands on its hind legs, paws on the bars, staring into the empty run with unblinking focus. I whisper, hello. No movement. Just ticking. I back up, suddenly aware of how alone I am at this end of the hall. The hallway feels longer than it should. The air feels heavy. My phone vibrates in my pocket. I pull it out with stiff fingers. A text from an unknown number. You do not get to pretend you forgot. My mouth goes numb. Another vibration comes before I can respond. It starts when you lock it. I glance down at my pocket where the key sits, radiating warmth. I have not locked anything. I type, "Who is this?" No reply. I turn back toward the empty run. The padlock has a tiny red dot on its face, like a painted mark. I do not remember seeing it a second ago. It could have been there. I cannot be sure. The ticking speeds up just slightly, like something leaning closer. I force myself to step away. I am here to clean cages, not to spiral. I head back toward the supply closet, but every animal's eyes track past me, not following me. They are all still watching the empty run. The warmth in my pocket intensifies. It feels like my skin is heating from the inside. In the supply closet, I pour disinfectant into a bucket and breathe through my mouth. The label is familiar, comforting. The liquid sloshes. Normal sounds. It is in here too. I press my ear against the closet door. The ticking is not muffled by the wood. It is as if it is inside my head. I pull the key out. The metal looks ordinary, except it is warm enough that I flinch. The lanyard is damp with my sweat. On the key's bow, a number is stamped. Not a brand name. A number. 11. My stomach flips. I stare until the digits blur. I put it back in my pocket like it is contraband. When I step out into the hall again, Marla is there, halfway down, talking to a couple who want to see a small dog. She spots me and her expression hardens into something like warning. I walk up to her, trying to keep my voice steady. "Marla, why is there a padlock on that run?" The couple looks between us, uncomfortable. Marla keeps smiling for their sake. "We will be right with you," she tells them. Then she steps closer to me and speaks through her teeth. "Not here. You gave me a key," I whisper. "It is worn. It has a number on it." Her smile fades. "What number?" 11. Marla's face drains. She glances down the hall toward the empty run like she cannot help it. It started at 11, then. She swallows hard. "That means you have a little time." "Time until what?" I asked. Her eyes shine with something that looks like anger and fear mixed. "Until it gets to 0. I feel cold all over despite the heat in my pocket. "Gets to 0 how?" Marla's voice drops to a whisper. "Do not make me say it. You already know." "I do not know," I say, too sharply. The couple has drifted away, pretending not to listen. Marla grips my forearm. Her fingers are tight enough to hurt. "Listen, that cage is not empty. It is empty on paper because that is the only way to keep it from being assigned. If you open it, it notices. If it notices, it counts." Her gaze flicks to my pocket again. "And it shows you because you brought the key back." "I never had it." My voice cracks. She lets go. "You had it long enough. Maybe you do not remember because that is how it keeps you calm. Forgetting is a mercy." She breathes out, shaky. "You need to leave the building. Right now." "And the animals?" I asked. Marla's eyes flicker with guilt. They stare because they can see it. They do not have the luxury of pretending. She glances at the hall clock, then back. "Oh, if you stay, it will use you to open it." My mouth forms a question before I can stop it. "Use me how?" Marla's voice goes flat again, like she is reciting policy. "You will tell yourself you are curious. You will tell yourself you should check. You will tell yourself you are being responsible. Then you will put the key in the lock." The warmth in my pocket flares like a pulse. I pull the key out again without meaning to. My fingers curl around it like it belongs there. Marla's eyes widen. "Put it away," she hisses. I try. My hand shakes. The key feels heavier than before, and the stamped number looks different. Then, my breath catches. "Marla." It changed. Her lips part. For a second, she looks like she might cry. Then her face hardens into something practical. "Do not let it touch the lock," she says. "Do not let it get close. If it gets close, it drops faster." She points toward the exit. Throw it outside. Put it in the dumpster. Anything." I stare at the key. It is still just metal. A normal object. A normal thing that cannot possibly decide anything. My phone vibrates again. "You are not leaving with it." I turn in a slow circle. The hall looks the same. Volunteers move in the background. A dog whines. A copier hums in the office. Normal, but every animal's eyes are still pinned to the empty run, as if they are watching someone breathe in the dark. I shove the key back in my pocket, but it is like trying to hide a hot stone against my skin. I start walking toward the front, toward the glass doors. The closer I get to the exit, the louder the ticking becomes. It is not echoing off walls. It is aligned to my steps, like it is inside my pocket with a key. The warmth spreads higher, up my hip, into my stomach. I feel faintly sick. I reach the lobby. The donation jar gleams under the lights. Outside, the parking lot is wet from earlier rain. I push the door open. Cold air hits my face. Relief flickers. Then my pocket tightens. Not physically, but in my mind, like a hand closing around my thoughts. A sudden certainty settles over me. I cannot throw it away. The idea of dropping the key into the dumpster feels wrong in a way I cannot explain, like tearing off a bandage that is holding something in. I stand with the door half open, frozen. Marla appears behind me. She speaks carefully, as if to a spooked animal. "Give it to me." I look at her and I want to hand it over. I truly do, but my fingers will not move. Marla's eyes dart to my pocket. "What number now?" she asks. I swallow and pull the key out. 9. Marla makes a sound low in her throat. "You are too close," she whispers. It likes the threshold. "Why me?" I ask. My voice is small. "What did I do?" Marla looks at me like she is deciding whether the truth will break me faster than the countdown. "You signed out a run that did not exist," she says. "You wrote it down, and you said you were taking it for a walk. And when you came back alone." My skin prickles. I picture myself holding a leash. I cannot see the animal on the other end. My mind slides off it like it is coated in oil. "That is not possible," I whisper. "I know," Marla says. "That is why it works." She steps closer. "Give me the key." My hand lifts an inch, then stops. The warmth in my palm surges. My fingers clamp. The lobby lights flicker. For a split second, the glass door reflects the kennel hall behind me. In the reflection, the empty run is not at the end of the hall. It is right behind my shoulder. I whirl around. The hall is normal. What? Right. The empty run is far away, but all the animals have shifted. Every head has turned toward me, not toward the empty run. Toward me. The barking stops like someone cut the sound. In the sudden quiet, the ticking is deafening. Marla grabs my wrist. Do not look back there, she says, voice shaking. Do not let it know you see it. I did not see anything. I lie. My phone vibrates again. The message is just the number. 8. My chest tightens. It is texting me, I whisper. Marla's grip bruises. Do not answer. Do not agree to anything. Do not say you are sorry. She looks past me into the hall, eyes unfocused like she is listening to something I cannot hear. It wants you to name what you did. If you name it, you own it. I try to breathe. The air tastes like disinfectant and wet dog. What happens at 0? I ask. Marla's eyes fill with tears she refuses to let fall. At 0, the cage stops being empty, and it needs a hand to open it. My throat constricts. Then I just leave the key here. I try to set it on the counter. My hand will not open. The skin of my palm feels stuck to the metal like glue. From down the hall, a sound rises. Not a bark, not a meow. A slow scrape, like nails against plastic, coming from inside the empty run. Marla flinches. It is early, she whispers. It is not supposed to scratch until 5. 5 what? I ask. She looks at the key in my fist. I force my fingers one by one. Pain shoots through my knuckles. The key clatters onto the counter. For half a second, relief washes through me. Then the key slides on its own, inching toward the edge, as if drawn by a magnet. Marla slaps her hand down over it. She jerks back immediately, gasping as if burned. Her palm is red. It is hotter, she says, breathless. The ticking quickens. My phone vibrates again. 7. Marla looks at me with raw urgency. Now, do not look at them. Do not look at the empty run. Just get out. I back toward the door. My legs feel wrong, like they do not belong to me. Behind me, in the kennel hall, the animals begin to whine in unison, a rising sound of panic that makes my teeth ache. The scrape from the empty run becomes steady, like something pacing. I push the glass door open and step into the cold air. For one breath, the ticking fades. Then my pocket heats up again. I look down. The lanyard is hanging from my jacket zipper. The key is back in my pocket. I did not pick it up. I did not touch it. Inside the shelter, through the glass, Marla is shouting my name, her mouth wide, her face distorted by the reflections. I cannot hear her. All I can hear is the ticking. My phone vibrates one more time. 6. And as I stand on the wet concrete, staring at my own hands, I feel the key shift against my thigh like it is pointing toward the kennel hall, like a compass needle finding north. My body starts to turn back toward the door on its own. I fight it. I plant my feet. The key burns hotter. In the glass behind my reflection, I see the empty run again, impossibly close. The paper that says empty is no longer on the latch. Something on the other side is waiting with its face against the bars, and I cannot make my eyes look away long enough to stop my hand from reaching for the handle. 5. My fingers close around the door handle, and the metal of it feels exactly like the key in my pocket, warm as skin.